Now it is a balmy 39 degrees. No wind, a slight breeze. There's still snow, a few inches. Yesterday, we had a high of 35. My good buddy Gabe of Gabe's Hot Rod Garage, Alva, Oklahoma, let me use his blast cabinet to clean some parts. So, now he uses coal slag in his cabinet, so it does texture things quite a little bit, but I'd rather have texture than rust. And these are the, you can see it's already starting to rust. These are the dashboard pieces that goes on top of the dash. No, this goes on the top of the windshield, the very top part of the windshield header where the visors go and such. These go on top of the dashboard. And I think these actually had some slight pitting in the corners somewhere. They weren't horrible. I kind of missed a spot there, but that's all right. And these go on the sides of the windshield. And two of these came out of the junkyard custom model. So that would be the deluxe model, and the deluxe model would be the cheap model. So I've got two out of the junkyard car, and I've got two that came with mine. And I wasn't sure if they were the same, if they were compatible, so I just blasted all of them. And as you can see, this one actually has some significant pitting. Not horrible, but bad enough that I think they're all the same. I haven't looked at them super hard yet, but and you'll never see that. That's on the back side. But still, I'm going to use the best ones. I do remember seeing some rust down. There we go. Some minor pitting there. Put that one aside. This one, I think this was one of the original ones from the 62. This one still has some rust. It doesn't look like it's got pitting. A little bit of pitting there, right there. I'm gonna hit all this stuff with my DA just to kind of knock down the peaks. A little bit of pitting there. We're gonna put that one to the side since that one's kind of rough. This one's not bad. Check this one. This one is off of the junkyard car, 62 custom. We got a little tiny bit of pitting there. I'm going to call that excellent. Yeah, so you got some pretty moderate pitting there. I'm not going to go as far as to say it's heavy pitting, but it's definitely significant. And on the back side, a little bit down there on the bottom edge. I'd say this one overall is the worst one. This one's off that 62 as well. So it looks like one of the OG ones. Uh-oh. So we got two rights and two lefts. So it looks like because of that heavy pitting, or moderate pitting, I think I'm gonna use this one. I don't know, but see, that one's pitted up pretty good there. This is the passenger side. Yeah, you got some pretty good pitting there. So I guess we're gonna just stick with these two. These are all the ones out of the blue car. Okay. Put those over there. And then this. These are really pitted up. These are the tops of the doors. This is where you rest your elbow when you're driving. Oh God, my back. So, yeah, it's pretty rough. And realistically, these ones should get epoxy primered. Not a lot I can do about those. Although the texture is actually a good thing for those because it might go with the grain of whatever vinyl I decide to use. And that one's not too bad. And then I went ahead, I had these 3 control arms for the Cricket. And one of the ones on my OG Cricket has got a pretty good buckle in it, but it's bent. I don't think it's gotten any worse over the years, but it's there. That's a pretty good rust pit. But this one's in good shape. The bushing is in fair to good shape, at least compared to what's in the car. It's like the boys home from school. And one of these on that car, the bushings on both of them are bad. And these ones are actually pretty good. So the forward edge, I noticed, is kind of peened over. This is where it bolts to the car. That's where it bolts to the axle. That's where the spring goes. This is the forward edge. But all along, all of these edges, they're all kind of peened over. And then this is kind of rough. So I'm thinking that this, whatever car this one came off of, was driven in a lot of gravel. So it was continuously sandblasted anyway. And this one, same thing. I mean, look at that. And you can see this has actually been pulled back. So once upon a time, I did measure these to make sure that they weren't spreading. You know, because you've got, you know, this is your load, this is your lever, this is your fulcrum, I think. I don't really know what I'm talking about, but like on the rally cars, this will spread. And so as it spreads, it twists kind of outward, effectively makes this thinner. As it turns, it makes it thinner and weaker, and then eventually this will just taco. It'll bend right across there. So the fix is you take a plate of steel and you weld it. You just plate it, weld it from about here or so to there, maybe even cut out for the spring, but it helps give it strength. I'm probably going to do that, not because I need to, but just because I want the extra strength. For now, I'm just going to swap them in. I'll plate them first, but I'm swapping them in because mine are, the bushings are knackered. You see that one's got some pitting, but not bad. And I'll save the old ones, unless there's, you know, like I said, I'll measure across there, and if they're bad, then they'll go in the trash. But if they're within specs, then I will plate them, keep them, and I'll just replace the bushings somewhere down the line. All right, I'm gonna get busy on the car. Lunch break project arts and crafts. So, you see these are pretty textured up. It doesn't matter though because they're going under the car. I'm going to go ahead and spray some etch primer on them so that they don't rust up like they're starting to do. This one. Now these are the panels that go on top of the inside of the doors for the Rambler. And I don't know if you can really see. Yeah, they're very, very pitted. So pitted. So pitted. Anyway, so I don't really care too much about the inside. I do have these on the 61 doors. I don't know if they're any better. I don't think the pitting's gonna really matter. I hit them with the DA though as well to try to kind of knock down the peaks. I think this side's a little better, this being the passenger side. Some pretty good pits there. Yeah, I could put a really heavy coat of primer on it, but I don't think that's going to work in my favor. Same thing for here. I'm just putting these in etch primer because I need to plate them. So I don't want to paint them yet. So the bushings are in decent shape. So for now, I'm going to I already washed them down with brake clean, so I'm going to let them sit, and I'll come back and just put some etch primer on them. I'll go ahead and get the inside of everything. I'm not going to paint on top of this because that's not mine. Garbage can doesn't matter. Oh, God. We'll let this dry up a little bit. Its temperature dropped fast. I think it's down to 30 something now. It was 58. Anyway, back in a bit. Okay, I gotta get to work, but I'm gonna snap some video here. It's cold as balls out here right now. I think it's almost 0 with the windshield. So this stuff actually came out pretty good. There is, quite a little bit of rust pitting on it. I'm not too worried about it structurally, though. It's not very deep. It's kind of hard to get inside there with the primer, but I don't know. I think in the factory they probably dipped them. I think there's a rock in there. They probably just dipped them into paint, but I'm not going to do that because that's a waste of paint. Yeah, see, they got a little deep pit there, but yeah. This actually looks fine. So those all need to get boxed. Now these. So this would be the passenger side. And it's not too bad. You get up here by the wing window. There's a little bit of pitting. Gets a little worse the farther up we go. So you got a little thin there in the primer maybe. Now these are going to get painted with automotive paint, like actual car paint with reducer and hardener and the whole 9 yards. And so that's fairly thick. So hopefully it'll be enough to fill in some of these pits. Okay, so this is up by the wing window on the driver's side. And you can see it's pretty textured there, pretty pitted up. So I'm committed to it. I'm going to go ahead and paint them if I really don't like the way it looks. And one on the 61 looks better, I'll just use it. Anyway, I gotta get to work. Bye. Here we are again. More of the white stuff. Never fun. Whoa. A little bit slick. Man, I wasn't even trying. Anyway, I'm gonna put this down. Yeah, so I wasn't even trying to spin that. I wasn't going fast. It's gonna be a hellish drive, I think. Man, maybe I should have changed those tires around. Whew. They haven't even plowed the roads, it looks like. Or it doesn't look like. But wait, we'll see. Since we're in Kansas right now, when we cross the Oklahoma line right up here, I'm in third gear, going 30 miles an hour. Turning about 2,100 RPM. Letting it all warm up. Any better. We'll wait till we cross the bridge up here and see. So yesterday we had a high of 25 and the roads were dry, and they did actually, you can see that they'd sprayed the salt down, but started doing the snow, and this is really wet, fluffy snow. I think it's 25 now. Mazda's doing pretty good, but I'm gonna slow it back down here to about 25 and see how traction is. I like this thing's. Yeah, it's spinning tires. Keep it at 35 then. Alright, well, I'm going to put both hands on the wheel. I'll let you guys go. Okay, so I think I'm going to call this lunchtime arts and crafts, the stuff I do on my lunch break at work. So, here's what I got. I think I'm going to name this lunchtime arts and crafts, all the stuff I do on my lunch break at work. So this is what we got. This is the piece that goes above the windshield. And it actually looks pretty good. There's hardly any pitting. The texture isn't really bad. There's that little guy there, but I'll hit that with some sandpaper. These, same thing. Not too bad. There was the one, yeah, that one's got some pitting. I can live with that. I didn't bother painting those or priming those ones. This is primer. Got a little bit of a run on there, but I can take care of that. There is some pitting here, but I'm pretty sure the paint, I'm using automotive paint on this, so the paint ought to fill that in. I thought about keeping these with the dashboard videos, but I mean, these two pieces actually screw to the top of the dash, but everything else goes on the interior, so they can be their standalone. Besides, with the weather being what it was, I haven't been able to do anything really. I think it was 41 degrees today with a wind chill of 31, so the wind has died down, so I bet you the feels like temperature is probably up around 39 or something. But I'm gonna go put these away. Some more lunchtime laboring, little projects, arts and crafts. Changed the oil on Casper here. I haven't changed the oil since I drove him across the country. So it might be 3,000 miles. It might be 4,000 miles. I don't think it's more than that. Either way, it was dirty and needed to be done. And at one point, you know, the oil light had come on, and the dipstick's not 100% accurate. I had a gallon of used oil in the back that was like 530 or something that I was just going to use to flush out the winch. So I threw that in the engine. I needed to get that out of there. So here we are, 1540 and a bottle of zinc, 6 quarts of oil. We're good. So that's going to bring this week's video to an end. You know, with the weather being what it was, like today has been a great day. I could have got a lot done, but fortunately I have to be here at work. So didn't get a whole lot done, but I did get some hard work done. All that sandblasting of those trim pieces, you know, all that kind of stuff, the etch priming, little things. I mean, there's only so much you can do in an hour lunch break, but anyway, I gotta get back to work. So that's it for this week. Like and subscribe. Hopefully next week we might be back on the Rambler, although it's looking like rain and snow again, so probably not much, but we'll see. Anyway, that's it for this week. Thank you.